once in a while pat in the back is necessary.
Of course,
for
yes,
celebrate.
it is. It is. But when you know who you are, when you know what you've done, right? Whether or not somebody celebrates you, it shouldn't be enough to make you feel bad.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Vent Podcast, where we give a voice and meaning to emotions people do not know they are carrying. So, here with me is Coach Moses, and I remain your host, Omoke Tamara. Please say hi to the people.
Hello, people. How are you doing today? I feel excited to be here. It's Coach Moses, founder of Ghoodhjob.
So nice to have you here with us.
Nice to have you too.
Yeah, I'll give a brief intro about Vent. It's where we discuss emotion, where we heal, where we,
Well, pour our heart, definitely.
yes, apart. All right, so without wasting too much time, we have the story of, it's a beautiful story today.
You had someone vented to you.
Of course, I always do. I'm one of those people that have, this listening ear. Yes, people like to come to me and say their stories, of course. And I always seek the permission before I share it. So today's story is about another man. I even gave it a title. Yes, I titled it Goals While Carrying Anxiety. Goals while carrying anxiety.
Okay.
His name is Samuel. Samuel shared with me some really, he gave me some insights, a little bit of zoom in into his life. So, yes, let me read what he said. My name is Samuel. Sometimes I feel as if I am constantly running. Not because someone is chasing me, but because I can't seem to stop myself. A few months ago, I was working on a big project. It was important for the team, for the company, and for me. I gave myself to it completely. I worked late, skipped breaks, turned down invitations from friends. I poured everything I had into it: time, energy, ideas, heart, and I finished it on time, even better than expected. And do you know what happened? Nothing. No raise, no praise, not even a simple good job. I stood there smiling, nodding, while something inside me tightened. I had believed I deserved more, that my efforts would be seen, that I would finally feel like I was in the right place. This part, what do you mean? It pained me. It pained me because I know what it's like to work hard, especially when it's not your thing. You are working hard for someone. Maybe you're part of a team, or you're in a company, you're in an organization. It's not your brand. Let me put it like that.
Okay.
So you are working hard for that person, and you really take that in to be like, I want to put in my best.
Yeah.
And then when you put in your best, you do it. At the end of the day, you're not seen, you're not recognized. They just continue business as usual. Very painful stuff. He said that he thought he would find peace, but instead he felt empty. And since then, wherever I go, I don't feel like I belong. Whoever I talk to, I don't feel understood. It's as if I carry a quiet anxiety that follows me everywhere, like a shadow I can't outrun. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, and even before I open my eyes, I feel that tightness in my chest, that question that won't leave me alone. What if I never find my place?
Wow. There are people listening right now. They didn't just hear a story, they heard themselves.
What if I never find my place?
That hits deeply.
What if I don't belong? What if I'm a loner in this world? Some people can actually feel alone even if they have people around them.
Of course, it happens. It happens.
The feeling of loneliness is not by crowd.
It's not just by being alone.
Yes.
Yeah, you can be amongst people and feel lonely. Shame
yes.
does that to
Yes.
people.
And you can be alone and still not feel any sense of loneliness.
Loneliness, yes, correct.
So let's continue. And yet I keep going. I make plans, start new things, chase new goals. Maybe because I believe that if I stop, I'll have to face this anxiety head on, and I'm not ready for that yet. But sometimes I wonder if maybe this is the beginning of something new. Maybe this restlessness isn't an enemy, maybe a sign. Maybe it's pushing me to search, to change, to refuse to settle. Maybe I just haven't reached the place where I'm meant to be. I like that he's trying to be positive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I sense a little bit of forced positivity here. Like, maybe he's trying to be optimistic.
Optimistic. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think? What do you feel about this story?
Okay. First, like I said, some person did not just hear a story; they heard themselves. Right.
Mm.
The first insight I'm getting from the entire story, listening to you, I have about 4 insights that I would like to share. Now, the first insight I'm having here is validation driven identity.
Come again?
Validation driven identity. And I'm getting this from the part where you shared that a few months ago he poured himself into an important project, worked tirelessly, turned out,
Mm-hmm.
turn down friends, meetings, and give everything. And then after so much work, no approval, no raise, no affirmation, not even good job, like thumbs up. And then the concern for me was, why do someone else have to celebrate you to feel celebrated? Why does somebody have to say you did a good job to feel like you've done a good job? Why should that be a reason for you to begin to condemn self and feel empty? Right? Simple. The anxiety is not coming from the work. The anxiety is coming from whether or not people consider me worthwhile.
Okay.
And that is the validation driven identity.
Whether people will consider you
Worthwhile. And for you to have such concern or thoughts, because before I go into that, because the truth is, every human likes to feel or needs to feel important, right? The question then becomes, what exactly is making you feel that way? Do I have to depend on people to feel important, or do I know in me that I'm important for myself?
Okay.
Are you getting me?
Okay.
So I believe in the case of Samuel I've never really got to learn that he's enough for himself.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He has always have to feel important based on what people say, people's opinion, people's judgment about him. Right. So for me to feel worthwhile, I have to do so many. I have to
You have to do
overpuff.
so
I have to
much.
do so
You
much. I
have
have
to
to overpuff,
overcompensate.
overcompensate for people to say. So once I get a good job from somebody, I feel good.
It's like a high.
Exactly. That's when I feel worthwhile. That's when I feel important, because I need to feel important. Do you get the point now? So,
But a little once in a while pat in the back is necessary.
of course,
for
yes,
self-respect.
it is. It is. But when you know who you are, when you know what you've done, right? Whether or not somebody celebrates you, it shouldn't be enough to make you feel bad. For example,
Feel empty.
or feel empty. Exactly. Empty.
It's
Yes.
such a big word.
Empty.
Such a big word. Yes, if you're not, if they don't pat
If they
you,
don't pat
they don't tell you, well
you're
done.
done.
I don't
Are
think it's
you?
enough.
It's not enough to make you feel.
No matter how much work you put in.
It's not enough to make you feel empty. I mean, God created the heaven and the earth. As soon as He was done, He looked at everything and said, "This is good."
Yes.
It felt good. He didn't need someone else to tell him whether or not his work was good.
But we are human.
Yeah, we are human, but we have the image of God.
Agree.
You get, we
Yes.
have the image of God. The main concern is, are you aware of that image? And do you know who you are? So when you do things, why do you have to gain validation to feel good?
You know, this is an interesting insight, but can we not say that this can lead to pride?
Okay. How do you mean? Let me hear.
When you don't need people's validation all the time, you
Yes.
just, I know who I am, I know what I've done, I know what,
No.
you have this sense that I've done this, it's okay.
Yeah.
At some point, you might not be able to take criticisms, that's positive feedbacks.
Yes.
You might not be able to take even negative feedbacks.
Yes.
You wouldn't know where to strike the balance. And before you know it, pride sets in. So where do we draw the line?
Where do you draw the line?
Yes.
I believe this is a good one. Now, just like the way you did your busybody. Now, when how do I put this now? When you take series of actions, right? You take series of actions, and you're very confident about what you've done. This is a good work, and you get no praise for it, but you know it's good. You're okay. It's good. Whether or not people praise you, you don't feel bad. You don't feel empty. You're just okay. You just move on. It's different from completely different from you did something, put in the work, and then nobody's saying anything about it, and then you're going there to say, I've done this thing. Can't you recognize that I've done this?
Okay.
You're trying to put yourself in the spotlight by all means.
Okay.
That I believe that is where the pride comes in.
Okay.
Right? Now, because when you know who you are, you also recognize that there's room for knowledge. And knowledge we always learn.
Yes.
I mean, what is pride? For me, I define pride as not knowing that you do not know.
Okay.
What does that mean? Sorry. Yes, not knowing that you do not know, but thinking or believing that you know. Because when you do not know that you do not know, you believe you know, and as a result, you stop learning.
Okay.
I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Selah.
So I think that what draws the line, the ability to say, I don't know. So when somebody whom you care about tells you this thing is not nice, you shouldn't have done it.
Keyword, who you care about.
Yes. It has to matter, yes. When the person criticizes you, you're able to say, okay, how do I
go about it?
How do I go about it? What are the things that I need to factor in, and then change your ways? That's your humility, because you know that you do not know completely.
So drawing the line is knowing. Knowledge seeks to continue to know more, so it has the ability to receive criticism.
Yes, humility or like pride. Humility is I know that I do not know.
Okay, and I'm willing to learn.
Take it. So my second insight, not to waste much of our time, the second insight I'm having is anxiety, unprocessed anxiety, which for some persons, if you're not Samuel, you could have unprocessed emotion. I'll give you an example. When I started off as a coach, I had a lady back then from Europe. I wouldn't want to mention her name. She was one of the first client I had that I coached. Now, this lady, she reached out to me telling me she had symptoms of stroke. In fact, she had been diagnosed of stroke. Really? Why? What happened? Have you not been resting? She said she has. And then after much conversation, after we had back and forth talk, she expressed to me, shared with me how depressed she is and how much pain she has been carrying for years in her heart. Right? And then as we began to, talk, as I began to ask her a series of questions, she began to share her feelings. I realized that she has not really had time to process the pain in her heart. She has not really had time to process the depression. So she had no understanding of what she was feeling.
Okay.
So as a result, because she's having this compilation of pain, of depression, this emotion, she has not had time to process it and release it. it then began to manifest itself physically.
Wow.
With, physically, and then coming off as symptoms of stroke. Right?
That's so deep.
I tell you. And then just with three sessions, she began to feel better. She began to process her emotions. She began to get a deeper understanding of what her emotions was were saying, and get awareness of how she felt. I tell you, and I'm not kidding you, in less than a month, every symptom, all the supposed symptom of stroke disappeared.
For real?
Completely. The pain was gone. The pain in her legs were gone. In fact, she shared with me that sometimes she felt part of her body.
Videos?
No, not videos. Like, she was sharing with me, like, in text. Videos. Like, she shared in text, even while we were having a conversation. Some part of her body will go numb sometimes. Like, completely numb. So she was really experiencing signs of stroke. But after this awareness, boy,
she was able to release the chakras. According to Avatar,
it disappeared.
Yes.
I'm sure the doctors were like, "How did
whatever
this happen?
it is you did, keep
doing
it. Keep doing it.
But all she did was just paid attention and began to get understanding.
She listened to herself.
Listened. So in the listening comes the processing, and in the processing comes the release.
So whatever your mental state has been telling you for so long, if you deafen your ears to it, it will reveal itself physically.
Yeah, because it wants to speak.
It wants to come out.
Are you abandoning your emotion? Is abandoning self?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So you see the part where he said, somewhere said, it's part of his chest. It begins to ache.
Yes. Tighten.
Yes. That part is exactly what I've just mentioned here. The emotion, that anxiety is beginning to reveal itself physically, beginning to manifest itself physically.
That's so dangerous.
That's dangerous indeed.
That's dangerous. Release your chakras. Okay. What other insights do you have for us from Samuel's story?
Now, the third insight I'm getting from Samuel's story is achievement as avoidance. And I'm drawing this insight from the part where he said that he set new goals, starts new things, chases the next achievement, partly because slowing down would mean facing the anxiety he has been avoiding. Now, this is common with, high functioning people. They get so busy just so that they can avoid what they feel. They can avoid facing the emotions that they are struggling with. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Very well.
So because they don't want to, sit with that feeling, they have to distract the mind with work. To keep being busy. And then slowly that affects your emotional well-being. You notice just by being busy, you begin to suppress emotions. And then one day, it explodes. Or like in the case of Samuel, it begins to manifest itself physically. And then you're wondering, why am I, sick, or why is thing, or you say you are stressed. No.
Or you start taking supplements.
You say you are stressed, you start taking things, drugs, medications you're not supposed to. If you are just taking out time to, pay attention to your emotions, to understand what exactly is going on with you. You have people who have issues in their have issues with relationship, their partner, their spouse. And then the best way to handle it is to just work, keep working and keep working.
Well, I want to see it as a coping mechanism.
Exactly. It is what it is. It is a coping mechanism, but it does not justify it being right.
You're coping. You're not healing.
You're not healing. Ishango says sober. You're not healing.
Yeah.
You're coping. Yeah, right? You're coping. You're managing it. Mm-hmm. And it's there. And emotions grow. They expand.
They do.
they expand. So,
Well,
what do you think? What do you think for you?
well, I think Samuel needs to, first of all, like you said,
Yeah.
he needs to identify that when he doesn't need validation from the world, he doesn't need it from people. You just have to pick the few people you care about and you are sure they care about you.
Yes.
And move on. And move on. That's all.
I have
You
a
don't, that should not be enough to feel empty.
have you ever wondered if people are chasing goals, like if you're chasing goals,
Yeah.
what exactly are you running from? Have you ever had that thought before? You're
If you're
chasing
chasing
goal,
goals, yeah.
right? You're running after a goal, you're running after the next milestone, after the next achievement. What exactly are you running from?
I've never thought of it like that.
The answer is simple. Fear of failure.
That means fear of failure is chasing you
Fear of failure is what is
while you're
chasing you
chasing the goal.
while you're chasing the goal. And that fear of failure is the anxiety. And this is common with high achievers who are constantly thinking about the future. But in the case of Samuel, the essence of this goal and achievement is so that he could get some sort of
Validation.
validation.
Of
So
belongingness.
God bless you, of belonging. So it feels like if I achieve the next goal or the next achievement, perhaps somebody will see me.
Yeah, somebody will receive me.
Someone will receive me. Someone will say you've done well. So it is not the goal that is the drive. It is the why behind the goal, which is to get seen. That is the essence of Samuel's pursuit or chasing.
What should Samuel do differently?
Simple. Sit with that feeling. Understand why the fear is coming from. Process that feeling. So in this, when you do, you will no longer have to chase. You will no longer have to run. Your mind will not constantly have to be in the next milestone in the future. You'll always be present. And this brings me to the fourth insight, which is presence over pursuit. Presence over pursuit. You don't get peace from thinking about the next goal,
Next thing,
the next
thing.
achievement,
Take a
the next
breather.
milestone. No. You only find peace in the presence, in the present, right? And if you are experiencing anxiety, the opposite of that is faith.
Yes.
And to get faith is not in the future. You get faith in the
In
here
the
and now,
present, yeah.
right? And with God is the omnipresent.
Yeah.
He is the present. In the book of Hebrew, it says, he's the same yesterday, today, and forever, because he never changes, because he's the present. And from him comes the energy of faith. So when you become grounded in the present, faith comes alive in you. And that faith displaces the anxiety. But it takes you to recognize that anxiety, sit with it, understand it, before you can replace that anxiety with faith. Do you get it?
I get it now.
So,
Yeah, I just want to put this out there. This for overachievers or not high functioning people. We are talking about the why to your high functioning.
yeah.
We're not saying that you shouldn't be high functioning people.
Of course, no.
We're saying,
Definitely.
what is the why?
What is the why? Why are you
behind?
running?
Yes.
Why are you chasing?
What is the why? If the why behind it is because you are seeking validation, or
then
because you are
you're
trying
doing
to
it
find
wrong.
peace, or because there's an emptiness within, and you're trying to fill with overworking,
Yeah.
that is when you
It
need
becomes
to
a problem,
yes, that's when
yes.
it becomes a problem. You need to sit down, think, evaluate, and then come
There's
up with
something.
answers.
There's something in the health. In my training program, they become the health and life coach program, where I got my certification from. There's something we call the why beneath the why. It's so powerful. The why, like, what is the why beneath the why you're
Why,
doing
yes.
something? So you realize that for every action, there's an emotion,
An
a
emotional
feeling
background,
driving it.
yes.
So as a coach, it's important to find out, even as a person, not just as a coach, as a person, you want to find out what is the feeling. Is it positive? Is it negative? What is the feeling behind my action?
Well, there you have it. We've heard from Coach Moses today. That was so insightful. Samuel, if you are hearing this,
Yeah.
and people like Samuel, please Take your time to calm down, slow down, and ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I running? Right?
Of course. Of
Why
course.
am I running? Answer these questions. Look yourself in the mirror and answer these questions. And reach out, send a DM, leave a comment. I will be there to answer you. So we'll be seeing you again very soon next week, same time next week. Coach Moses, thank you so much once
Yeah, yeah.
again.
Now for this week, if you are like Samuel and you want to, do something differently, what you just need to, if you're having this unsettled feeling within, is to find out what you feel. I have a concept for emotional mastery called the three phases of love. First of all, you discover it. Secondly, you become aware of it by questioning what this feeling is saying. And there, also in the awareness phase, you also find out what love is saying. And you only get that understanding in the present. Then finally, in the acceptance phase, you just have to sit with what love is saying. Accept what love has said, and then you get your transformation. You get your peace.
So today's take home, the three things.
The three phases of love: discovery, awareness, and acceptance to master your emotions.
Discovery, awareness, acceptance.
Acceptance.
Discovery, awareness,
Awareness,
acceptance.
acceptance.
Take that and no peace.
Do that this week, and you will experience change.
So until we see again next week, stay blessed. Bye.
Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job.
Bye.